Okay, let's try this again. Ah, right now, I'm around here. This is part two of the video African. I've been living in Kenya for 200 years. Not 200 years, but 20 years. I said in the other video, I've been trying all day to figure out how I can do this video. And every which way I try, I get blocked. And then I wanted to have it in a different location. And so I'm here, and I don't know if anybody can hear me. So if you can hear me, let me know. If you can't hear me, let me know. So uh, I'm in Mombasa, Kenya, having African friends. Coming here from Mombasa, I'm just outside the salon business here. Yeah, can you hear me, Young? Okay, great. And I've been trying to do this video all day. I mean, one thing I couldn't do it at the lab. I couldn't do it at the house properly. Then the internet just cut for some reason. But it wouldn't. The signal is. I can't see that word growing. Try to expand this. We're a new channel, so we're trying to improve things here. I can't see the chat line. Let me see why. I'm on other people's channel, and I see them working around things, and I was like, what is that on my ear? Just trying to see. Uh, do it that way. Yeah. Okay. And it's not good if you don't have a. You can't see the chat line. I'm going in and out. Yes. I don't know what this is. Here we have this channel, and today the signal is like terrible. So I thought maybe it was because I was doing the show at peak time, around 5 o'clock. People have to get off work and start using their phone a lot. But it seems like it might be something else. Uh, Another one of the reasons is the antivirus program is on real time, and I know that has sometimes something to do with the if I can detach it. Now this is Carmela. I don't want that. Music. What's that? That's anyway. I'm gonna just move forward slowly and see if we can finish up on this one. So the topic was is what is it like living amongst uh, Africa? And so I'm here in Mombasa, Kenya. It's my wife Stella. I don't know if you can see. I don't know if you can see her. Anyway. And I was trying to do it at the house. The kids are too noisy. And the signal, I don't know why it was saying. And I've been trying to find a nice location, something different, something lively with a background. But now my shirt is black, and if I do like this, you see you can't see outside because it's kind of dark. But uh, Maybe somebody doesn't want us to do this topic. Either wants to say hi. You can't see. Who you want to talk to? I'm live. Oh, she didn't know I was live. She thought I was talking to some other chick. No. But we're just gonna have fun with this one, because I promised I would give a come back again on later and try to work this out. But this is now becoming a joke with all these distractions. Anyway, the topic is what is it like living amongst Africans? Many of you know I've been here 20 years and I was dealing with Africans before I even came to Kenya. I think I got that in on the first 18 minutes. Okay, what's that? Say peace, brother. Dark Spear. Yeah, so we're just gonna have fun with this now. But uh, there were some sub questions that come up when you talk about what it's like to living amongst the Africans. And I went through some of the sub questions. I don't know if I went through all of them, but I think we were here. I think we went through. Is it better living amongst Africans than it is amongst blacks? Also, what are the major differences of dealing with Africans as compared to dealing with blacks? Um, who can trust more, Africans or blacks? Uh, how are teenagers in Africa compared, African teenagers compared to black teenagers in America? Uh, who are smarter, Africans or blacks? That's another sub question that I wanted to get into. Uh, how much does family matter to black men and I mean African men as compared to black men? Uh, how are black, I mean, how are African male female relationships compared to black American relationships? How good are Africans in bed? It's important. Uh, and how different are African police compared to, I'm using LAPD because that's the police department I know a lot about. And I think there was one more question. Uh, what do Africans like to do for entertainment compared to what blacks do for regular entertainment? Okay, so to get right to it, I think we left off at what were the major differences. The major difference between an African and an African American or a black African American. I'm gonna use black, which represents blacks in America, and I'm gonna use African, which is going to be basically East African, Kenyan, because I know them the best and interact with them obviously the most since I live here. The major difference between blacks in America and Africans, or I should say Africans in America, I mean Africans in Kenya, Africans compared to black in America, is that the our people are more expressive. Blacks are more expressive. They're more open, and they are very quick to with their emotions. We really hang out with our emotions. We really like to talk loud and be boisterous. We can be extremely funny, and we can also be extremely rude anywhere we want to. Where the Africans, they usually follow a basic same line. They're going to treat everyone with respect. They go out of their way to accommodate whoever they're talking to, especially us as foreigners, uh, to the point where they'll even lie to, I'm looking for my brother, and somebody told me he was He was run over by a motorcycle. He's in the hospital. And then the African look you in the eye and tell you, no, he's okay. Or, it's like, oh, so later on you find out, damn, it's just that, you know, they will, go out of their way to be nice. And that is something uh, that gets to the extreme sometimes when they're put in certain situations. So that is the difference. Major differences is that when you speak to Africans, you have to remember that their English is their second language, so they tend to stall. They tend to be less talkative uh, when they have to deal with you in English. So you ask them particular questions, they really have to search out the words to try to make you understand what they're trying to say. Swahili is a very different language than English, as opposed to how the adjectives and adverbs come out. And then we as black people, we have our own kind of black English slang, and it can really go over the head of most Africans. And because they don't want to offend us, they will just really try to make it look like they understand what you're talking about. So these are the major differences between African Americans and we really, as African Americans, have to realize that people that speak English on the continent is not that person. Because I mean, I see my wife. We talk. The conversation is smooth. She knows me better now. What's on, man? Okay, I really have to go pick up my glasses to read these comments. 'Cause, whoa, uh, this screen is really small. Uh, but in fact, I'm gonna have to go get my other glasses. That's totally unfair when I use this computer. Hold on. Ah, yeah, I can see now. Uhuru, I'm in freedom. I'm in Ra. Ngong. Ivan White. I love Nairobi. Yes, Nairobi is a good place. And right now, there's a lot of money in Nairobi. I don't know where all that money is coming from, but it's a lot of money happening things in Nairobi. It's so busy, so crowded in the nighttime, and I really love that. Anyway, can't stay, but salute Amirad. Thank you, Kweku Black. You catch you on the down low the next time. Okay, you say have you recognized any similarities between Africans on the continent and Africans who suffer from a false national consciousness based on what slave ships dropped them off? Uh, uh, this prince has been free for generations now. They kicked the white man out of. They didn't kick him out, but they put him out of business as far as colonization is concerned. They did that without violence. And so these generations that are here today, they really know little about it. And what the African did was they decided not to put that make the history of colonization a big thing in the syllabus in the school curriculum. So this generation is just like white people are white people. They don't really have any say so. And then at the same time, you must remember that if we're talking about black consciousness or Pan Africanism, when you come to Africa and live, all that goes out the window because everybody's black. You can understand what I'm saying to you. So yeah, you have to remember that. Yes, take time to talk, speak clearly without slang, shortening the sentence. That makes it easier for people to understand. So what is that? Dark Spear, are you a kid? Are you an African or are you a black man from America? I can't because I have the ability to do both and talk slow. And young Ten again, have you ever taught or trained in the Bay Area? The Bay Area is where Bruce Lee was started in those days. Black Panthers was also there. They didn't do much martial arts. I was in the Black Karate Federation in the United States. I mean, in Los Angeles. That's where the Black Karate Federation was based out of, with Steve Muhammad. And okay. and I never really went to the Bay Area and did martial arts there. I went there, traveled on the BART and all that. You know, went to the island and went to the, no, we went to the Fisherman's Port. We decided not to go to the Alcatraz when I was in Bay Area, but we rode the BART subway system. Me and my lady at the time. But most of it was done in Southern California region where I was number one orange belt, number one purple belt, number one green belt, and number one brown belt competitor during the time when I was competing. And yes, I can compete and I can teach just as good as I can compete. But that's martial arts. So the next one is who can you trust more, the African or the black American? Africans are very trustworthy. The problem with us in America is that because of slavery and all of that history, we can't easily turn on each other because there's a lack of economic money here, and so a black person will turn another brother in because they might get some little money. Drug dealers will sing a song on a brother just to get some lighter sentences. So these are the kind of things that are out there with African Americans. It's not because we're cowards or anything like that. It's just that because of the environment that we live in, we have we have more of a survival instinct than by any means. Well, the Africans today, they living a really plush life now, peace almost all around the continent, and governments are really organizing better. Food distribution and transport is that it's really good, and a lot of brighter days are ahead in Africa. So, as far as trust is concerned, I would believe it would be based on the individual more than it would be whether it be the African or African American. But because of the fact that we're a minority in America and everybody's trying to stay alive, we tend to have to make those kind of choices, uh, and that causes the problem. One things I didn't want is for a tuk-tuk to sit across the road and just be running his car. They do that sometimes. But here we go. This guy's just gonna sit there, some loud ass engines, and make noise during my video. But I'm going to persevere. Like I said, today I'm going to take everything light because I see. Okay, so that's one in now. How are the teenagers compared? The African teenagers in Africa mostly go to boarding school. So by the time they turn 15, they're already uh, in boarding school. So you don't have any type of drug problem or gang problem or teenage pregnancy problem because girls go to all girl boarding schools and boys go to board are there for 4 years. So this is something in America that would help blacks if we could get the understanding of it. But because in America we've been trained not to do that, uh, this day school concept, for whatever reason, makes somebody a lot of money. And we would have had institutions like black institution high schools like that, we would have been far better off as a people because we could have boarding schools that were just for blacks, and we could be producing some really powerful individuals where they could be raised without having to be coerced by drugs, coerced by gangs, and coerced by materialism and the need to compete with our peers on the way we dress. See, in boarding school, they just have a uniform, and that's basically what they do every day. So in Africa, they have these boarding schools. I recommend it that if you have children that are teenagers in America and you are serious about coming to Africa, that you send your kid to a boarding school here. And they have a lot of foreigners that bring their kids into boarding school, and it's a wonderful experience for them. It's a way they can become acquainted with a lot of Africans from the area, and a lot of their high school friends and some people they do business with later on in life, or they at least give them, heads up when it comes to uh, major job openings or major business ideas. So definitely, the teenagers are more mild, more mannered, well mannered in Africa than they are in the United States. Okay, got some chance here. Okay, going with Ngomi. Do you consider yourself a Black American or an African born in occupied America? That's a good question, and I don't want it to seem like I see. I had said this in the video earlier. I had answered that in the video, but it was probably after the 18-minute mark. But I wanted to tell everybody that I have no delusions who I am. I'm a Black American, and for whatever kind of culture that whatever belongs to that. But I love my music. I love my way of dancing. I love my way of speaking. You know what I'm saying? And that's never going to change. I'm gonna die, no matter how I feel about myself or where I want to be. Delusional and say I'm an African. Uh, that's not going to change. Obviously, I'm not born from this continent. So, for me, I consider myself an African. And just like there's a tribe for Kuyu and Lu and Kamba and Kisi, Kalenjin, and all these other ones, I'm a Black American. And when we come into a conversation, I have the way I speak, and it's different than where Kalenjin speak. And I hold myself up to a high standard because everybody I meet, most of the time, I'm the only African American they know, or the one they know the best. So they look at me as a measure of all African Americans. So especially if you come to Kenya and the people that know me, they're gonna like, damn, another Mr. Rock, and and they're gonna be like, wow, this is gonna be a great guy. They probably can do super great things because I have raised the bar standard high. I'm a man of my word. If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. If I can't make a meeting, I'm gonna call and say I can't make the meeting. It happens sometimes, but you know that's just part of who I am. So somebody see like, why is Mr. Rock coming? And they'll tell you he's coming because he hasn't called. If he's not gonna come, he surely will call. And I like to think that because I do a lot of meetings. Okay, have you ever taught? Have you copyright America? Yeah. Greetings from the United Kingdom. Hello, I Ajaba. Ajaba. If you're doing it in Swahili, it's Ajaba. If it's in English, it's Ajiba. What's up in United Kingdom? Now, you guys is having problem over there with the bricks. I want to get into that, but it's surprising that I don't see that many Brits. But then I came to realize there's not that many Black Brits there in Britain. But they also seeing the situation, and I don't understand because you guys are just down the street from Kenya, and Kenya used to be one of your colonies. So I know there's a lot of travel, tourism, cheap tourism trips you could be making there to come to Kenya where the weather is great. Just need to have some sort of unified station where everybody can drop in and then move around from there. Uh, One day we might accomplish that. You'll see. If chickens have babies in the oven, are they biscuits? Okay, now your brother's got it. He's drinking too much. Okay, so we talked about who's are African smarter. We talked about the teenagers. How much does family life matter to Africans as compared to blacks? Well, uh, in order for you to have a family, you need wealth. Uh, and you can't really have a family, uh, if you don't have money. And that is a major problem because we don't have wealth in the blacks don't have wealth now. I told you that whites have 75 trillion dollars, the lower percentage of 20 percentage of them, where in the black community, the lower percentage of it has 580 billion. So comparing 580 billion dollars to 75 trillion, you see, whites can afford to have a family and grow in there. Blacks would just be fighting and struggling to try to to try to make between the two of us. The medium income for blacks is far lower than it is for whites, and we all know those statistics. And that's why I'm saying you're living in a land of oppression. So what do you expect? So how can you really support a family? In Africa, the Africans have models they go by. They're very family orientated down the line. One generation helps the other. It's not uncommon to find one son of one a man's son working a good job in a factory, uh, paying the school fees for his father's brother's son or his cousin. And you if it's not uncommon to see an African living in the city with his family, and then he has his a cousin or his younger brother is living with him also as he goes to school, and they support each other like that. So this is something that you don't really see in Black America. Uh, I know it's there, but there are too many distractions that can once you're at the lower part to that stop you from going to school, including the poor education system anyway, and the lack of jobs, available jobs out there. But in Africa, the education is still king, and Africans do support each other in that area. So as far as family matters is concerned, it's inherent in Africa. But in America, you can just know that look at the statistics, and they'll tell you that shoot, 70% of households headed by black females tells the story right there. So whether we like it or not, whether we think we want to matter, we want to have families or not, blacks are at an extreme disadvantage in America. Just look at the statistics, and that just tells you the story. So if you're trying to raise a family in America, uh, it's going to be extremely, like doubly hard for you, uh, since they're keeping the wealth from us and oppressing us, the wealth from us, uh, than it is for an African. In Africa, they pretty much have their life tracked out before they even get out of high school. Uh, which has more money, the African or the Black American? Well, with 46% of Africans owning land or a home compared to 5% of blacks, it's obviously where the wealth is coming from. Uh, yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna show that. Yes, it's so yeah. Okay, you're not being disrespectful yet, Gong, but I'm watching you. Okay, just I just see Africans as one people. All right. No matter how you want to try to see it, if you come to a place where people are different, you're going to have to interact with them differently. And if you want to get along, I mean, you can. I can't crack jokes with Africans the way I can crack jokes with my brothers from the U.S. You know what I mean? I can't do business and expect them to do business with me the same way in Africa than they do in the United States. And to say that we just see Africans as they want people, I don't know if have you really traveled enough to see, because I've traveled in many African countries and dealt with many different people, and there are similarities. Definitely, they're there, but people are different, and the closer you interact with them, the more this is important to understand. So, okay, Fitterari. Why are you guys giving me all these hard names? Fitterari Fitness. Hmm. Peace, brother. I think it's a brother there. And it's just cultural differences. I live in Ghana for 3.5 years. You see, if you're in Ghana or if you're in Black America, you still have to go to job. You still have to make money to survive, unless somebody's paying your way. And getting ahead in a country is less dependent upon the people as it is to understand the economics of the country and the opportunities that the country can offer you. So my stand on Ghana is widely known. Don't discount it, but for somebody that's coming to Africa for the first time, stay away from Ghana as your first visit because the country's too small and doesn't have economic support systems that allow you to grow to your potential as as compared to other countries that are larger and have more business opportunities. So, retracted. You just retracting statements, huh? So, I would definitely say the African has more money there. Now, the next one is how has African male and female relationships compared to Black American relationships? Okay, I don't know you guys can still hear me. One people, one nation, one Africa. Yeah, the problem is that you don't see all those people and you don't interact on your daily day because uh, this is all rhetoric when we make these kind of statements. Because even if you are a high grade celebrity, at any one point you're going to have to go to your house and or if unless you're living alone, which is like a living death, you're gonna have a family. You're gonna have a woman, and she's gonna. If you're doing good with her, she's gonna give you kids, and behold, you're gonna have a family, and so your household is gonna be where your family is raised, and in that little nucleus, uh, that is really your world, your peaceful. That's where you come to rewind, to relax, to you know regenerate yourself, to go out into the world the next day. So that's the whole key here is that it's the government or are people infiltrating into your nucleus, your home sanctuary. Where I say that in America, with the court systems and the child support systems, they're interfering with black male female relationships, and they're interfering with that. And the Constitution of America, and any constitution, it really tries to say, stay out of people's business, let them run their own business. As long as they're not breaking the law, then there's no reason for you to get involved in it. But America is, you know, is doing that under false pretenses. Because how in the hell can I have a difficulty with my woman? I go to court, try to explain it. The judge say he don't want to hear it. He wants me to pay because she don't want to be with me, and she doesn't want to be with me because she knows she could get money and go out and find somebody else. You know what I mean? And this is wrong. You know, but we have been desensitized in America to believe that. So uh, it really has affected black male female relations in America, and we are seriously in a serious problem because our numbers are going down, our growth rate is going down, we're disappearing, we've lost our communities, we're losing our neighborhoods to gentrification, and we're being spread out all over the place. So it's like the black identity is being lost. So if the identity is being lost, who are we? You see, really, because they say you're a Black American. What does that mean? Do you have a do you have a community? No, there's no Black town. Chinatown is. All right, they have Chinatown, but our Motown is gone. Detroit is gone, and so is Harlem. So is Watts. There are various areas in the United Kingdom with large Black populations originally from the Caribbean and Africa. Gambia is a favorite country of choice for a lot of them in the United Kingdom. Okay, I, you know, I won't dispute that, but like I said, there has to be certain things that are put in place uh, that allow us to be able to reproduce ourselves and take care of that which we reproduce. So if a country is going to allow us to do that, that's great. Now in America, I'm telling you that the oppression is so high and the situation is so bad that it is interfering with our ability to reproduce and take care of the children that we produce. And the government is interfering with that when they put in programs, supports things like child support. We have been brainwashed to accept the identity imposed on us by others. Dr. Nobles defined power as the ability to define reality and to have others respond to your definition as if it were yours, your own. That makes no. I made no secrets about the point of you know the black man's greatest enemy in America. The black man's greatest enemy in America is Western mass media news propaganda. I'm saying when they destroyed Black Wall Street, they wrote in the newspapers fanning the fires of that situation. They were the ones who put the word out that the boy in the elevator raped the girl when it wasn't true. And then they were the one instrumental in covering the whole situation up, saying that only two black people died in the whole Tulsa, Oklahoma, I mean, Black Wall Street saga. So the history of what they've been doing to us is, I feel like we're almost beyond that. Like we should not say that the media has definitely been our greatest enemy and our greatest challenge is to overcome Western mass media because it's lying to us every which way it can and to brainwash us. We should not let ourselves be educated by the news. In fact, any news story that comes on, you should just take it with a grain of salt. And if they talk about something in the news negative about blacks, then you can be sure they're covering up something. Hello, someone says however, I see the vision with Kenya. I plan to visit soon. What is your opinion on the Nakuru area as a starting point? I was in Nakuru a few months back. It's also like a mini Nairobi now. Great big things are happening in Nakuru. It's very, very crowded in Nakuru town. And that's what I can say about it. Never lived there, but visited there. And one of my cousins, my African cousins, moved from just recently moved from Nakuru to Nairobi to expand his business, and that's what I know about Nakuru. All of Africa is good. They're going to have the railway, the high-speed railway coming from Nairobi to Naivasha and then to Nakuru. So travel between the two is going to be really swift, and doesn't matter. You can do business in Nairobi, get on the train at night, and go home and live in Nakuru. But Nakuru. So yeah, definitely. If you want to do business in Kenya, if you want to have a good, fun, entertaining life, Kenya is a peak destination area. I live in Mombasa, which is a tourist town. It's on the beach. It's beautiful, and I recommend you try Kenya only because I have tried other countries down the line, and the closest thing I can see to come to living in Kenya from coming from Britain or from the U.S. Is Malawi, which is very small, lakeside country, and that's because the people are really there, really cool and wonderful there. So I don't say Jerusalem, I don't say Tanzania because of the language problem. They're really heavily in Swahili, and they're not really keen on speaking English, and they don't like to speak English. So it really causes you a problem wherever you go, and not like in Kenya where everybody speaks English. Please speak more on blacks in America trying to recreate the wheel. Okay, rephrase that for me. Trying to recreate the wheel. I don't see that. People who don't, I don't understand that. People who don't know history keep trying to create economic and political situations that already exist. Yeah, if you don't know your history, Black American history is like a horror story when you really break it down to the honest truth. And the shit makes me mad every time I go through it. You know what I mean? I look at some of the books that I used to read, and I get mad just looking at the cover of the book. For what the history they have done to us. You know, one of my favorite books is Black Destruction of Black Civilization, by Chancellor Williams, and I read that just I just want to relax. But I start reading it, it piss me off. Totally T. And just recently, somebody sent me a link about Wilmington, North Carolina, and as much as I knew I was going, I knew, much as I knew what I was getting into when I started watching the video, uh, it still pissed me off beyond no means. The history that the whites have covered up, and have tried to cover it up since the beginning. You don't know how much, we really don't know how much they've managed to cover up completely. But in Wilmington, North Carolina, they tried to uh, wipe out the whole history, even in the history books. So what does that tell you about being in America and being black? You might try to pretend like you're an American, but they damn sure don't see it like that. You know what I'm saying? 100 men control your fate. 100 white men. You're gonna never get deal. You're never gonna get ODS money. How 100 white men go Senate, the American Senate, senators go, you know, how they going just do it 360 and turn around and say, okay, we're gonna give you money now. We've been keeping money and wealth out of your hands for 400 years successfully, but now we're gonna come around and give you two or three, four, five, and Tone Talk's talking about something like 15 trillion. Where that money gonna come from? Now he's even begging for like 500 billion just to start off, and I'm like, that shit ain't gonna ever happen. So, talking about buying land and building neighborhoods, etc. They destroyed all of that. Yeah, uh, buying land and buying a house is a fallacy. That's another that they gave us to control us and take our money. Buying a car. See, a house is not an asset. A house is a liability. So wherever you buy your house, that is a liability. Especially if you buy your house in Black America, because you talk about, okay, it's gonna go up in value. But what houses in Black America in a black neighborhood go up in value like that? You get what I'm saying? You take out one loan, they poof, they go your equity right there, gone. See, that's what happened in 2008. That's 50% of black people lost their homes. Don't follow that. And when you come to Africa, don't let that be the first thing you do. Look out, go buy a house. No, rent you an apartment, live your life, move around, see if you like it, and if you don't like it, you can just you can move to another location in a matter of no time. But then you buy a house rooted in Africa, like, I got a house in Africa. No, you see, you're just using it as a bragging point. That's the first thing. And then the second thing is you stop. You get what I'm saying? Like me, if I would have bought a house in Nairobi, I lived in Nairobi 6 years before I even came to Mombasa. I would have been stuck in Nairobi. See, I would have came to Mombasa, saw that that was the best place I ever could possibly think about living in, and then I had to go back to Nairobi. You know what I'm saying? So I've been privileged to be able to live in the second largest city in Kenya, and many people come here for vacation. Many people wish they could live here. You know, it's like the Palm Springs in California. You know, you can go there and visit, but only rich and the famous can stay there. Okay, I'm not that rich, so and I'm not that famous, but you know, I would not buy a house as a point because the fact that is that you're bragging. I bought a house, and then so I know what I'm talking about. You're bragging that you got a house, and then your friends won't come and visit you anyway because they're jealous of you because they can't afford it. So I've been through all that, and I'm telling you, it ain't worth the price of admission. You can do so much more with your money if you understand how to build wealth uh, than to stick it in the house, and that's not gonna go nowhere. And you still got to be the one to pay for the upkeep of the house. You see. Okay, so enough on that. What I'm seeing about national consciousness? Okay, help me with that one again. Make that clear to me. I don't understand that. We're not Americans. We are Africans. Exactly. When you start looking at yourself as an African and not as an American or African American, even but that's not even a term, you find that you can now start to move away from all the things that are going on in America. You ain't thinking about the presidential debates. You wouldn't be thinking about voting. You wouldn't be thinking about half of the shit that come on the news. It wouldn't really affect. You wouldn't be interested in that anymore. And you'd be having an exit plan to leave that place. So that's what happened to me. And I used to listen to a lot of my my students when I had my martial arts school, and they confided me, talk about all the problems they was having in their day-to-day life, and I was be like thinking to myself, like, I ain't gotta go through that because I'm leaving, you know. And finally, I did leave, and sure enough, when I left, 99% of my problems I had with America left with, disappeared. And it's been a beautiful thing. I don't know what racism. I haven't had no problem. I haven't had nothing like racism. I don't have to look at white people every day. You know what I mean? Looking like they better than me. You know what I mean? I come to see, like, the greatness in me is what I can do for myself. and everybody takes me for what I can give them instead of who I am first, or some stigma that because oh, it's a black guy, hold you first. No, he must be on drugs. We have to drug test you. It's like nonsense in America today for black men. Things are getting ready to recolonize. Okay, recolonize what? America, you dream. And anyway, I don't want to get too far off topic in the comment section. So, what is another? Uh, how is it living among Africans? And one of the sub questions is, how good are Africans in bed? I don't know if that's why they knocked my video off in the first place. So I made a joke about African men are like this and like this in bed, and then I stopped because I was like, "Who? How would I know?" You know what I mean? I was joking, and that shit might not have been too funny. For some Africans that are listening. Let me see this next thing. Okay, you're repeating yourself, and I'm gonna put the message here. But you're repeating yourself. Give me some fresh information, bro. So I can only discuss about African women, and up to just a couple of generations ago, African women are pretty much ignorant when it comes to what to do in bed, where to go, how to do it. They really didn't have any model to go by, and African parents don't, as a rule, don't discuss sex with their daughters, except for some particular tribes where they even train them. For the most tribes, like the Kulu tribes, they don't parents don't discuss any of that. Schools do a light job about teaching you about sex education, but the most they go into this thing blindly, and stumble along the way. But today's generations, they're more in tune because social media is there, videos are there, YouTube is there, and they do watch these videos and they learn a lot about what sex is through video. So they're getting a lot better. But as far as black women are concerned, definitely they're more expressive in bed, and they're more open, and that is something that I can say I kind of miss. But uh, yeah, so Africans are not really open when it comes to what they do as far as sex is concerned in their relationships. We African men don't really talk about it, so I really don't know. It's like a taboo subject, you know. So if they do talk about anything, they talk about on that issue. Let me throw some coins in this phone. We're almost done here, and voila. Okay. Oh, how did that thing get there? Wow, 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 wow. I could go up and accident waiting to happen. Okay, I got some messages here. Uh, that's, yeah, you repeated that thing. Gone. Give me something else. Okay, Morel Molden. When was the last time you've been to America, and when are you coming back? I'm probably never gonna come back. I know a lot of people, when they hear me say that, they say, "Oh, that nigga must have did something wrong in America. Oh, he must be a fugitive. That's why he can't come back to America." What's in America? You know what I'm saying? You see, you live there, you be like, "Well, what's the big deal?" Uh, there's nothing big there. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm from Los Angeles. I'm from the richest city, the richest state, and the richest country in the world. And I did it all. You see, when I was there, before I even came to Africa. And my family was not the greatest. I came from a single family home. My mother and father are gone. Their sisters and brothers are gone. So what is it? You know what I mean? I talk to my cousins on Facebook and everything, and I'm like, "What's going on? Nothing. Anybody? What's that? After 6 months you don't talk to them, you say, "What's happening?" Nothing. Anybody die? No, everybody's still alive. so and so did this, so I did that. And it's like, damn, I'm spending $900 to go to hear that. I know exactly what's gonna happen. I'm gonna get there, go to cousin's house, to me in the morning, and then they're gonna go to work, and I'll be stuck there watching soap operas until they come back in the evening. And then you know, we ain't been talking, so I'm black conscious, they're not. So what am I really going to America for? You see? So you think you have black friends there, but you know, when you come to Africa, they don't want to call you, they don't want to talk to you. You know, you go there, they got all kind of problems, you know, and I'm living a carefree life, and you know, I go back there, I'm insulting them. I'm walking around, you know, oh man, I see you're on welfare, you got food stamps, you know, and I'm like, they ain't gonna like that. So going back home is not an issue for me. Now, the people that say, oh, he can't come back, I can go to the embassy today. Oh, not today now, but you know, tomorrow. And they'll give me a free ticket to go back to the U.S. just like that. Well, I've seen brothers do it. They run out of their money, and here in Mombasa, they go to the embassy, whoop, they get a ticket to go back. So, no, I ain't no criminal. And I've been here for 21 years. I was to go back in 2000, and then I called my cousin, and that's what he told me. Nothing's happening. So I took the money and traveled to 6 African countries. And I'm damn glad I did, as opposed to going back to sitting at my cousin's living room. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have nothing in America right now. All my life is here. I'd be in America communicating back to Kenya with my business interests. So why would you sit over that couch doing that when I'm supposed to be there? So no, and I know for some of you, you're just not gonna understand it until you come here and live. You see, but I'm trying to tell you this: this is a beautiful place. You know what I mean? You live in America like me for 37 years, and you come here, you know the difference. You'll see the difference, and you think like I did. What am I gonna go back and do in America when everything I want here is here now in Kenya? You see? Why would I spend it? I didn't get along with half my family when I was there for being black conscious. So what I'm gonna do? They're gonna ask me, "Well, how's Africa?" That's it. That's a stupid question. You know what I'm saying? How long did that take me to answer that question? Less than a minute, and then they had no interest. So it's no reason for me to go back. And I want people to try to understand that. Thank you for replying to my comments. I love replying to all the comments. That's what this channel is about. And we got like 7 more minutes. I sincerely have some. I sincerely have something I wish to convey about false national consciousness. False national, but the chat is not a good place to try to express it. This is the perfect place to express it. Our differences is only cultural. We both bleed red, Africans and African Americans. You know? So I don't understand what you mean by that. Like I'm trying to tell you, all that cultural stuff, all that Pan African stuff, black conscious stuff, gonna go out the window when you come here and live because everybody's black here. There's no for it. See, when you're in America, all the horrible things they have done to us, you can write books and volumes. There's some TV shows that just and some YouTube channels that just make their living off of talking about look what they did to us. Look what the white man did today. Look what he did to us. Yeah. Oh, we just found history that he did something to us back then. You see, but once you move here in modern Africa, that just all that finishes. The only thing now is settle down, get a business, relax. And that's what life is all about. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, the difference is that you come here, you ain't got to worry about all that messed up weather phenomena happening in America. You ain't got to worry about white people seeing them, and you ain't got to worry about racism or people taking advantage of you because you black. So, if you don't like all those things I just mentioned, then do the necessary. But if you're happy and you want to try to, you know, there's a word I want to put there. What is that thing? Yeah, we have a lot of coping mechanisms in living as black people in America, and we got those coping mechanisms that just come on when we see shit happen, and then we forget all about it and we think we're still in a better country. Africa is far better than America. Modern Africa. That's why I'm here for to tell you. So get that straight. Okay. Will you talk about Kenyan passport process? The Kenyan passport process? Okay, they have dual citizenship here in Kenya. So if you want to get dual citizenship, I think it's only $35. for Black Americans to get a dual citizenship. No, it's more than that, like $1,000 or something. And then they got a new digital process now you got to go through. So it's everything is digitalized now. So yeah, if you want to get a kid, I don't know why you want to get one if you want to be living here as a citizen. Okay. Living on a continent is a life changing experience. You would think like that because you before you come, but once you're here, you'll be too busy adjusting, and then once you're adjusted, you feel like that's it. You know, gotta find a job. You get a job. I find a business. Okay, now I'm making money. Okay, now I'm making more money. And then all of a sudden you look at your wallet and you got more money after you pay your bills than you did before. You know what I'm saying? So you see, okay, I can relax now. I got a routine, and when you get in the routine, you continue, and you find that Africa is good at routines. I mean, people I know they still in the same business, since that guy came here. You know what I mean? And uh, it's like that. What just happened with the EU? Everywhere, different culture depends. Are they now ID as one person? Why not us? Okay, no, we're doing that here in Africa. The African Free Trade Agreement is there, and they have it's being implemented. Um, it's going to be the largest trading block in the world, and these are what's happening in Africa. But they're not gonna talk about that much on the African news, on American news. They're not gonna highlight how it's really how it's really expanding and changing Africa for the good. And when you read up on the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, you find that Africans are serious. And these things that they're going to do one way or the other. These countries are going to drop their borders. They're going to come in with common currencies, and they're going to become one. Because what the colonizers did was they separated us in 53 nations, and we're like powerless. But now they're going to drop these borders. They're going to drop the trade barriers that are there, and they're going to come with a common currency, as they've been doing trying to do for the last 25 years. They're doing it now, but you don't see that shit because they don't put African Union stuff in the news. What just happened? Okay. Uh, Sincere Supreme, what's up? Is it better to live in Nairobi or Mombasa, and why? Okay, if you're living in Nairobi, and we're moving away from the topic, but I don't mind because you guys are more important. And don't forget to support the channel. Look in the comment section on how you can do that. We don't have super chat in Africa, so we have African super chat through Western Union. You can support the channel, send $5, $10. All the information is in the comment section, and I wish you guys would do that. But if you're going to do business, if you're young, then definitely you want to live in Nairobi. But if you're retired, then you definitely want to move to Mombasa because the weather is really wonderful. You got the beach life here. It's very simple to get along, and it's a lot slower for people that like my age. Now, I'm older now. Noises really affect me more, and if I was in Nairobi, you see some unnecessary noises, uh, but young people, that's what they like. So if you're under 30, oh shoot, if you're under 50, definitely go through Nairobi. But you see, now we have high-speed railways connected too, so it's only like a 4 or 5 hour uh, train ride, and you're in one city or the other. So uh, this thing is just going to increase. So that's why I said, if you're a senior citizen, definitely move to Mombasa. I got African Americans here that retired and live here. They're having a great time in life. Uh, I live in the continent, so I speak from my personal experience. It was life changing to me. Okay, which continent are you talking about? African continent? Oh yeah, you said you lived in Ghana. Okay, I don't know why you didn't stay in Ghana. Where are you now? And could that be because the economics in Ghana don't support you? Let me know in the comment section. Superior, which is better, Kenya or Tanzania? I plan to visit one of those countries next year. Have you been to Tanzania? I've been to Tanzania, Dar es Salaam, and I'm just saying that they speak Swahili there. And I have a brother named James that was in Arusha, Tanzania, and he moved to Nairobi because he just was the communication was just not that great. Also, Geronimo Prep lived in Tanzania. He died there, and he lived in a village. That was a mistake. Keith Young, I am adding friends and enjoying the videos also. Like Jonas Gale. Let me see if I can get. Oh, I hope I don't take myself off my channel. I surely did. California I'm talking about Africans everywhere, not just in the continent. I'm aware of the free zone efforts. You're aware, Ngong, but a lot of Black Americans are not aware and they don't understand the process of what's happening in Africa because mass media, Western mass media propaganda, is dictating other things that's more important to them than what Africa expanding and growing. Which economists said that Africa is going to be expanding for the next 50 years. So you might be an exception to the rule. You have to look at that since you've already been to the continent. Can you be contacted by email? I don't know why you guys like to contact me by email, but I rarely look at my email. If you really want to contact me, send me a message on WhatsApp. I mean on Facebook. That is how you can get me. But here is my uh, gmail.com. Here is my email address. And please don't forget that if you really want to what we're talking about here, you can do the African super chat, and obviously it didn't work. Okay. SCO, have you been to Lamu? Do you know the travel time from Mombasa? I've been to Lamu. It's just a sleepy town, but now they're building the Lamu port. This port is going to be bigger than the Mombasa port, and it's going to be handling all the oil that comes from South Sudan through pipeline as well as Uganda. Okay, and quiet as it's kept, you get it from me first. The DRC Congo, second, uh, which has uh, which has Kinshasa, which is the second biggest city after Lagos. And you know how big Congo is. They're really interested in joining the East African community. So if they do that, goods will flow through those ports too, to those locations. The future looks bright for Africa. Lamu is no longer going to be the Lamu you know when that port starts to become active, and it's 75% built at this point. I would like to support your channel, but I'm not able to fund you through Western Union. The process is different from how your description of how to send the donation. Okay, Evelyn, I really appreciate you trying. Uh, 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 there is a Western Union app for the phone. I don't know about that part of it, but we have tried other ways uh, to do this, send money to support the channel because we don't have super chat, we don't have Patreon in Africa. They would not allow us to have that, and I know that's because of the exchange rate situation and all the things that would happen. So you see, the channels like mine is rare because I'm coming to you directly from the African continent. My brother from Los Angeles has been here for 21 years, and the information I'm giving you is very trustworthy. So and direct and correct. As many people have come here and seen that, I mean, you saved me a lot of time and money, and you made my situation in Africa much easier because the information you gave. So I would suggest you go to the website, Western Union website, follow the process there. They got digital wallet, then you go there and pay some. You, you put in the telephone number, and then put in the Evelyn, which is my wife's name, and it'll go through there. No recharges. Yeah, I don't know why somebody's sending me cash. So when you send it to Western Union, I can get a beep on my phone, and then I can give you a shout out on the show if you do it early enough. Okay, thank you for your Facebook. I'm in line. You're welcome, brother. I'm about to get off of this line because I don't want to keep the video over 100, uh, over an hour. But I want to thank everybody for coming on the channel. This channel is small, and I like that because I can answer all your questions. And if there's something that I missed, you can always put it in the comment section. I'd be glad to go there and hit you up on that channel there. So I'm here in Mombasa, just outside. I don't know, somebody parked their car behind me with their blinking lights on. I don't know if I was what is that? The, can you believe it? The guy just sitting there with his blinker on. Anyway, at least he didn't run the motor. But yeah, the video today was on how to live with amongst the living amongst the Africans. Let me conclude by saying they're not that much different than us when you break it down. Now, I mean, many of you have heard that people come to Africa and they say the people are so friendly. You see, but they say the same thing about Mexico. Uh, they say the same thing about Mexico. So you go there and say the Mexicans are so friendly. It's not that the Mexicans are friendly or the Africans are friendly. It's that in America we are very unfriendly. So when we get to any other country, even in Asia, you go there, you find people are quite friendly because you're not used to that. And that is something that we have to see as Africans in America. That the way people treat each other in America is really substandard, and it is un-African. And a lot of the habits that we have in America, people are rude, people won't help you, uh, and in Africa it's not the case, especially when it comes to older people like myself. Uh, the younger generations just automatically know how to just take care of you. They will not let you stand in a long line. You know what I mean? See, they will assist you wherever they can when you say looking for people, and they will call you father, daddy, baba, baba. Can I help you, baba? Which way are you trying to do, baba? And I'm just barely getting older, so I'm getting used to that, and I look forward to knowing that when I become a senior citizen, I don't have that much problem getting around. I will definitely see you in 2020, brother. I'm around. I will let you know when I'm purchasing my ticket. Tickets are becoming cheap. You know, you can go online. I've seen some tickets for $600 round trip to Nairobi. So, also my family, my son and my daughter and my grandson and my good friend who's I'm getting ready to contact on Messenger right now is also coming in April, late April 2020. So that's the big ticket that we're doing. I'm slowly getting around to doing that. And when you come here, uh, you know, we have a great time, and I will take you around so you can see and introduce you to business people. And we can go around looking at houses. You can go around looking at apartments. We'll go to the areas that I know. Uh, to help you. Now there are a lot of black people that come here. I'm gonna do it on my own. I don't need. I'm gonna ride. I'm gonna wait till this brother gonna come here, spend 2 weeks, then come at the last day, call me this to tell me I've been surviving in Kenya without you for 1 week, and tomorrow I go back. I just want to say hi. I'm like, what is that? You know what I'm saying? So he came and he slept with a few prostitutes for 2 weeks. He stayed in a hotel that cost double what he should have been paying, and wasted a lot of money and time. Didn't meet nobody except the people that's in the tourist industry. So, I just shook my head. I hope brothers don't come here trying to prove a point. Like, who said you can't survive here? I'm telling you, you can. So this brother's trying to show me that he could do it like I did it, and I like does he even know what I went through? So it was silly. Dollar Bill, how are you, brother? I'm here. How are you doing? How many hours from New York to City? 15 hours straight flight from Nairobi to New York uh, through Kenya Airways. Obama came here to Kenya. All we wanted him to do was give us direct flights. He came here to talk about gayism. You know what I'm saying? But Kenya had been growing to the point where the pressure was too much. They had to give it to us. We got the AAA status from the international air the fanatics community, and it was like America couldn't even deny it. So you go to New York City Airport, and we got Kenya Airways has a terminal there. They got flights daily. That's how we rolling in Nairobi. The business area is really booming. And when you see something like that, then you go like, oh, so they direct flights. Oh, so somebody must be coming back and forth from Kenya to the United States daily. Because I hear the plane tickets is sold out for days in advance. Okay. But there are cheaper flights that go through Europe and Istanbul, I think it is, or somewhere. Pakistan, not Pakistan, but Amsterdam and these places, they have them for cheaper. Uh, so it's up to you. Me, I would save up the extra money just to get the direct flight. Uh, thanks, brother, for the info, especially on about Lemu. I hope we can move on from the dummies Yeah, Africa's largest city, full of Jews. You should know my chat line is like that because we're real here. I don't get a lot of idiots coming on this channel because they know what I can do most of the time. They're watching me and saying like, "Is this? How can I make some crackling jokes on this chat line?" And I don't really go for that. So what we get here is direct information. Now there's a brother that's coming from New York named Kevin. Shout out to Kevin if he's going to look at the video. And he was in Lamu, although he was in Malindi, which is the bit next city before Lamu. And he's coming back to Kenya because he got a Kenyan girlfriend here now. And you know, he's going to be staying here. So we're just looking forward to that too. He said he's coming in December. So stay tuned to this station. We can hook you up with him, and he can give you some more information since he's already been to the coast side of East Africa. Thank you. Okay, sincere, supreme. I will let you know before I get there so we can coordinate. That's what you're supposed to do, brother. All around the world, that's what people do. But only blacks in America come up with they spend a whole thing of money just to try to show somebody off to somebody they don't even know. You know, there's another brother that came here. He bought a apartment in Nairobi for $100,000, 100,000 shillings a month, and you know, called me over there. He didn't even have furniture. And then he got some African chick, and he's trying to impress her with the fact that he got this house. When it didn't work, uh, you know, he moved out the house. He started complaining about the curtains, and then said, "I'm moving." It's like, what a waste of money. You know what I'm saying? He came here to this very location where I'm at now, to this salon, and tried to tune up with my wife's employees. Got a lot of beautiful girls here in the salon, and he didn't even understand the fact that they all could be got boyfriends or you know And so he went out, bought expensive wine, and tried to wine and dine them, and then said, "Now who's gonna sleep with me?" And they all refused him, disappeared, and walked away. And he got mad. And I tried to talk to him, and when I tried to talk to him, he got mad at me and went back to Singapore or some wherever he went, and just like that, never spoke to me again. Our people got problems in their mind, some of them, and I don't want to be dealing with kind of people like that, 'cause I just feel sorry for it. But I'm just talking about, you're gonna come here and you're gonna socialize like some of the Black Americans. We get together. I gotta, we have hamburgers. We cook. We talk about the old days. That's just fun. But you gonna come here and try to compete? I don't. You wasting your time. Have I met Dr. Movie? And I don't want to meet Dr. Movie. Dr. Movie show makes me so angry because most of her audience is from Black Americans that don't want to come to Kenya and Africa because she keeps on talking about negative things about Africa, and she caters to those people that know they're not gonna never come to Africa. So the Negroes watch her show and say that's why I'm not gonna go to Africa. You see, Africa has said this, and that's why the case is like that. But I'm here to tell you that you only need a place where you can come, reproduce yourself, and take care of that which you produce. And the peacefulness of Africa is allowing you to do that. So whether the Chinese come and invade and take over the goddamn continent, that is not none of your business because it won't affect you because it's a lie. You see, and what Dr. Mube tells you, a lot of that shit is, oh, she overhypes it and makes it bigger than what it's not there. Now, how many shows has she done about the African trade, continental free trade agreement? How many shows has she done? Because I've been waiting. You know what I'm saying? The biggest thing that happened in Africa is she's not even reporting on that. She's reporting on nonsense. One African Chinese person slapped another African, and then she takes a whole show on that whole incident as if that's the mindset of all Chinese people. And spookism. Dr. Mumbi, no, that's the reason. Part of the reason why I have this channel because of that nonsense she be spilling. I've been researching Mombasa and love what I've been finding out. If you just do your research, you find exactly what I'm telling you. It's a really beautiful place. You know, some brother was on here the other day asking me about ostriches, and I googled ostriches in Mombasa, and they like we got farms, ostrich farms. It's a growing business in Mombasa. Wow, I was like, man, start selling ostriches, and I'm waiting for him to contact me. He said he was going to do a super chat, African super chat. He's not done that yet, unless his name is Doreen Tate. If that's the case, shout out to you, brother. But otherwise, get back with me. I've been researching. Yeah. dollar bill, writing on the wall, black people are finished in America. We're dying off. You know what I'm saying? And that's a shame. You know, they're getting rid of us slowly but surely. We don't have any representation in the politics. Obama was just a one-time hit, and this he didn't help blacks when he was in. But how could he? Could he? Because when you got senators get a call from the president of the United States, and the senator says, "Who's that?" That's Obama. I refuse to call. God damn, who really runs this country? I mean, America. Who really runs it? You know, do we really got a chance when they could do that to to the black president? That's how they feel. No way, man. I'm not the one. I can't stay in a place like that. I can't subject my children to that. I can't look my son in the face after in America. It's joking, you know. It's just oh yeah, I gotta get a new prescription because you can't see a thing without these damn glasses now. Oh, it's just I'm tired. So, but yeah, we we can't be for that. Staying in America is being hypocritical. We dying off the planet. 1 in 6 black people didn't even work in 2016. You know, 1 in 6, no, 1 in 5 people didn't work in 2016, and 1 in 6 are black men are tied up in the justice system in some way, shape, or form, and that's what they're doing to us. And people are looking at me like, okay, the Negroes gonna look at me like, "I'm you talking bad about America." You're damn right. And like the brother said earlier in the chat, if you just do the research, you get angry. You hate white people for a minute, then you start to learn and understand them, and then you say, "Well, I can't stay here." It's just obvious. But if you follow the hype, get caught up in Western mass media propaganda news and allow that to educate you, then you're going to be there when the ball drops or when the hammer drops. Okay, a good topic for a show: micro thinking versus micro thinking, micro. So many people are concerned with the things they don't control. Politics. Yeah, you don't control politics in America. You know, black women talk about boy, black men are no good. I said, how can a black man not be could be? I mean, wait, I wrote it down. Yeah, black women are blaming black men for being failures, and they in a system they don't control. So how well what how you know what I'm saying? She talking about you can't get ahead, and she damn sure can't do nothing without you. Because she can talk shit about you during the day, but then 2 o'clock in the morning she burned up your cell phone. Come talk to me or come rub my back. You know, come over right now. You know what I'm saying? Then get out before the sunlight comes up. Don't let my kids hear you. You know, I was party to that too. You know what I mean? Trying to talk about they're gonna be single. They ain't single. In the middle of the night they calling us. So joking. Uh, yeah, we don't. Politics. China's your best. China's Africa's best friend. In that 2000, in the year 2000, the Economist magazine wrote Africa was lost continent, and that's the same year that the Chinese came into the agreement with the Africans. And then 9 years later, it was like the, you know we was off the chain. I mean, 5 out of the 6 fastest growing economies are in Africa. It was because of the Chinese help. Now America had the opportunity before the Chinese. What did they do with it? They exploited Africa to the hilt. IMF and World Bank. So you really got to know where you at. You know what I'm saying? Even internationally, they ain't white people in America. They ain't thinking about supporting blacks in any shape, way, or form as a people. Maybe individually, if they like you, point a finger at you. Who knows what you're doing? Who knows what you're doing with them in the dark? Down on your knees somewhere in some white club somewhere with them, then they can like you. But other than that, as a people, we own 0.5% of the wealth of America. How did that happen? We were supposed to be the second minority before they changed that too. No, man, I just can't get with that. Evan, baby, we need to link up. I'm in Queens and I research Kenya well. Okay, yeah, link up with our brother Amara. Hit me up. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna kind of slow cut this down. Buy a ticket and it will change their lives. Just visit. Yeah, just visit. Everybody say that. Just visit. But you know, if you watch the news, if you see my other video, you watch the news, you probably won't come. If you lose watch the news religiously every day, CNN or whatever, uh, you probably won't come to Africa because they're gonna put some show on there that's gonna tell you Africa is growing, and then halfway through the program, they're gonna start talking about although they still have a water problem, although half the country don't have electricity. They put those little tidbit hints in, and they're all lies and outdated. Kenya got electricity 24 hours a day, like everybody else. You know, in Mombasa, uh, water was a big problem because it's growing so fast. There's no way to pump, pipe water through the where the people are building their homes because it's growing so fast. But now it's in our area, the water system has been taken care of. It was a problem with the roads. Now every road in this area is paved. I don't know if you can see out there. See, that's a paved road out there. Cobblestone, not even the asphalt. The best kind of road you could probably build. Lasts for decades and decades. This is what I've seen in my own self here. So don't tell me anything about Africa is poor. And don't tell me that white man is the one who controls most of the land and the resources. He don't. But go look at any African government like Kenya, and you'll find that everybody's black. You see, and they ain't gonna give that up. I told you, African is not one to be openly expressive. He's very, quiet and dominion and quiet in his ways, the way he works there. And that's how they got the African. That's how they got the white man out of his countries and gained all those independence. Look at Robert Mugabe, how patient he was with Blair in there, and then look at what Blair did to him. And then Robert Mugabe came back to Zimbabwe, told them white people get out the house, paid them the fair value for the house, which they never did. That was it. He was on the hit list, and he survived the hit list, by the way. So, can I buy a two-bedroom? Now you're talking. Two-bedroom, two-bath condominium in Kenya for under $50,000. Shit, you can buy five of them with $50,000. $50,000. You can buy five of them, 10,000. Are you kidding me? Depending on where you're going to go. But real estate industry is booming. Go to my Facebook page, Black Man's Guide to Moving to Modern Africa, on Facebook group, and you'll find there's a video there of a couple that came from America, and they're house hunting right now, and they're doing a video compilation of that, and I posted their video on the Black Man's Guide uh, group site on Facebook. Uh, I'm glad to see you guys. It's true the BBC has been putting out a lot of negative documentaries about various. This is the job of the BBC and CNN. They don't want us to come. The worst thing the greatest fear of the white man is for blacks to move away from them in mass numbers. Let me repeat that. The greatest fear of the white man is for blacks to leave in mass. Wrap your head around that. They'd rather lie and trick us to stay because they know the truth. If we told the truth, we would leave. Let me repeat that. They'd rather lie because they know that if they told the truth, we would leave. So all this covering up the fact that they murdered us off in Wilmington and in Tulsa and the riots of 1919, hot red summer, when they murdered us and the wholesale all through the goddamn country, they just cover that up because they don't want you to leave. And I'm telling you, while they're doing this cover up, Africa is booming and growing. To the point where, damn, it's better to live in Africa than it is in the United States. You living back in the days when you saw about America was the greatest country in the world. It's not. China is got it beat in every area. I'm surprised they're still putting shit on there like America got 57 trillion, and that's saw some statistic. America 57 trillion and China 23 trillion. I'm like, what you talking about? They already passed the China has already passed the United States up economically in 2014, but they will still lie to keep you in the dark and think you in a better situation in America. And then they start talking about the nuclear bomb situation and what America, you go there, they're gonna bomb it up. No, nobody gonna bomb that. They just do that for the stock market to rise and fall. They blow up. They fight it. They threaten some people in Syria, and then the stock market prices go up. You know, you talk about peace in America because America's a warmongering country. So when you talk about peace, that's the market's going to go down. You talk about war and strife and terror and things like that, stock market's going to go up. Just check it out for yourself. Do your research. So you get a two bedrooms condominium, beautiful ones, in Nairobi. And in Mombasa, they're building these high 24, 25, 34-story luxury uh, uh, apartment buildings right on the lagoon. So you just look out your window and you can see the ocean. It's beautiful. So that's what's popping up in Mombasa. It's true that BBC has been putting out. Yeah, that's the job of BBC, to put Africa in a negative light so that people won't leave. You know, they have a big thing. Like Ireland, it's too late for Ireland because all the young people get old, then they leave Ireland. That's why you see no real industrial things happening in Ireland. They tried it for a little bit, but shit's too cold there. Come into Africa, boy, you see that weather and you love it. You ain't gonna never want to leave. So that's the BBC for you. They gotta put a twist. They want all these old white European English people to sit there in their living room and like listen to BBC and go like, boy, I sure am glad I'm in London and I'm not in Nairobi because that's terrible what they're doing in Africa, you know. And it's because they listen to BBC, and I tell them you don't do that. I live in Miami. They have boil water warnings 3 or 4 times a year, and don't let's not talk about the weather. I think it was something like 300 tornadoes. You know, that's the part they don't tell you about. They let you sleep and live in that freezing cold weather. Not Florida, but I mean, New York, Pennsylvania, Boston. Every year, weather is like freezing. It'll kill you. And there's no reason for that because the weather in Africa is beautiful all year round. No snow, no freezing temperatures. I don't even have uh, I don't even have glass window panes in my house. It's just a screen, and that's the way the house is. Many houses in Mombasa, we don't use window panes. You know what I'm saying? We don't need that. And since I've been here, I never needed them. I never seen that it would get so cold that you can freeze to death. No. And what we don't see as Africans anymore. We've been cheated. You was cheated when you came from the beautiful weather, when you were stolen from the beautiful weather of Africa and brought to that ice bucket in the United States. Then you go in there in the interior and build a house, and then suddenly, wham! Oh, twister come and wipe out your house and lift it up off the foundation and fly it all around and destroy it. And you looking like, damn, I gotta rebuild. No, you don't. You need to leave. What the hell you gonna rebuild in a place that can do that to you again? But black people in their mind in America, because we've been brainwashed, there you go. Oh shit, this weather in Pennsylvania is too cold. Shit, I'm moving to Boston. I'm gonna move to Cincinnati. I'm moving to, you're still getting the same shit. You know, Nairobi is bigger than Chicago. It's all 100% black. So you talk about going to Chicago, you want to be around blacks now, and then you go catch that cold wind coming up from the lake. You crazy, man. Come. Yeah, Africa's got a far way around. I have Instagram. I'm not on Facebook. Okay, well, I'm on Facebook, and I believe that I've been on Facebook for over 11 years now. No, 11. What's 2008? It's 10 years. So most of my followers are on Facebook. If you want to know about me, go to my Facebook photos. You can see go through my photos and see all the time I've been in Kenya. Not all, but the last 10, 15 years. And see all about me there. Okay. And so go my guy. So Gold Moot Group on Instagram is a good place to see Nairobi apartments. Also look up Nairobi apartments too. Yeah, you can go to my Black Man's Guide site on Facebook, and I even post openings for apartments on the group site also. But the most important thing for blacks is to get their passport and make the trip. And we're gonna be doing that in 2020 April. And I'm not going to be talking about send your money in. I'm not going to take any money from you. I'm just going to tell you that's when we're going to organize. If you all want to come up together as a group, uh, it's fine. If you want to come as an individual, it's fine. But that's what we're gonna do on April 2020. Okay, I'm about to get off this line now. I see people are looking at me, blasting. They look at this motherfucker. He got his motorcycle music blasting. I look over there. He's looking at me. So this is Amaran cutting out for now. This old man can't take a lot of noise. So till the next time we meet, peace.